Hey everyone, welcome to Haufe Garage. I'm Richard, I'm Matt's dad. It's the off season. We're going to make a few changes to the car. What we want to start with first is we want to replace the old cooling system with a new larger cooling system. Hopefully keep this engine much cooler than we've been running before. And what are we going to need? Well, we purchased the new cooler from US Legend Cars. Look at this bad boy. Love it. Lots of surface area, bigger fan. Let's take a look at it. Let's compare it to the old one. Much larger. We're going to mount it using the stock bracket right here. That's recommended by US Legend Cars in the engine shop. Because what that's going to do is it's going to keep the fill cap higher than the blow off on the engine block. What that's going to do is it's going to help eliminate any air gaps in the system or any air locks. And that hopefully will minimize the potential of having any premature head gasket failure. So what are we going to need to do with this job? Well, we're going to need a couple of Hellas high waters, and we're going to need a bunch of tools. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start by taking this off first by and draining it. So the plug on the bottom of this radiator is a 5/8, and on the hoses with the hose clamps, these are, I believe it's 9/32. So once we get that, we'll disconnect the electrical. I'll disconnect the blow off at the top of the block here, at the top of the head, and the whole unit should come off as one piece because we plan on keeping this and just using this as a spare or a backup in case we ever need it in an emergency. So let's get started. I'll start draining it. Whole system off.
Hey everyone, like we said before, we're going to use our stock mount from US Legend Cars. It comes with a mounting bracket on the top here for your existing bracket to mount to the rad setup, as well as a large bend to bolt through to the side of the chassis. For our current setup with our lead, that becomes a problem. So we're going to remove this part and shorten this part. It's going to end up looking a lot like this. And then that way, when we place it on the car, it won't sit like that. It'll sit like this finished product one. And we're going to have our hole here that will mount through like this one. Our existing mount bracket from US Legend Cars to the rad was no longer long enough. So we had to build a new one out of a piece of flat stock metal. We'll show you that process. Gonna have a bend on the bottom. Here is the finished product that we've gone ahead and painted and got some bolts through. As you can see here, the existing mounting solution for US Legend Cars doesn't fit with our lead weight. So we've made this modification, which will allow us to use our existing holes that we then bolt through the top of the frame rail to hold it in. We've now taken the opportunity, now that the rad sensor is removed, we can now place a Deutsch connector on there and build ourselves a dongle that will allow us to connect to our gauge and run a ground to the main ground strap that's located on the starter. We've taken the fitting from the old rad as well as the line from the blow off that will now attach to the new rad and the motor. Hey everyone, here's our new rad. The temperature sensor goes in the top hole and the blow off line goes in the bottom hole. And we put some Teflon tape on there in order to make sure there's a great seal.
That'll work. Just got to drill the holes and we'll paint it up. We've measured and pre-cut the hoses, so now we'll just put it all together and assemble it. So I've put the main hose with the clamps onto the rad. I'll just go from here. Make sure we get both clamps on it. You want to put the hose clamps on the orientation that you want before you get the rad on. There, let's position that. Attach the two brackets. Just want to make sure it's positioned in the right spot. There we go. Then we'll attach the sensor. And the overflow hose. Right, tighten them up. Just make sure to get that all the way down. Then we'll tighten everything and clamp it up. Electrical wire, which will go on here. I'll connect here to the new temperature sensor and I'll ground it here. Now we just have to tighten everything up and attach the wiring harness and the catch bottle and we're good to go. So let's just get that all snugged up now. I'll start here. The fittings here for the temperature sensor and the blow off are both 9/16. Also, don't forget to connect the electrical system to the fan. We'll use the old connections and the new wire coming off the assembly. And the package came with a new fuse because this fan runs at a higher amperage, so we'll show you how to swap that out in the control panel later. So I've taken off the cover to the fuse panel, and according to this on the diagram, it says that our fan fuse is a 15 amp and it's the second one from the bottom on the right hand side. So in the kit it came with a 30 amp fuse, so we're going to replace it out. If you should forget to face it out, this fuse is going to blow pretty quick when that fan turns on in the new system after you've filled it up and checked it for any air in the system. Once you purged all that out, go ahead, start it up, make sure that your fan turns on at the proper temperature. And if you've forgotten to change this fuse, this one 15 amp is going to blow. That's why we need a 30 amp fuse. So let's go do that now.
Alright, now we just got to fill the rad, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Hey there, thanks for being awesome and making it to the end. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button and the bell, that way you never miss a video. As well, leave a comment below, I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to share.